All right, and we are live. Welcome back with Murphy Mac to another episode of the Fitness Beginner Podcast. We got a good one for y'all today, as y'all already know, as usual. So, the topic of the podcast today is fitness apps that you can use nowadays that are available on pretty much any smartphone that can help you achieve your fitness goals. There's tons of them out there. We're not going to talk about all of them. I really don't want to talk about any specific one. I just want to talk about different types of fitness apps and the different ones you can use to kind of help you, because there's a few different kinds out there, and you may not even be aware that some of them exist. So we're just going to talk to a few of them. But first, before we do that, we're going to update you about myself. I've actually completely changed up my training. I'm doing something completely different when it comes to my weightlifting. But the reason I'm doing that is because I signed up to do an Ironman. If you don't know what an Ironman is, it is a triathlon, but it's a really, really, really long one. So when you think of triathlons, most people think of Ironman. Like that's like the gold standard, pretty much. So yeah, I signed up to do one November 4th, Panama City. So I got a lot of training to do. With that being said, I got a lot of work to do. So I completely changed up my weightlifting. I'm pretty much doing 2 days every day, but that's 2 days of like conditioning, not weightlifting and conditioning. I'm gonna try. I want to lift like 3 days a week, but honestly, with the way my conditioning, the way my triathlon training is set up, I'm probably not gonna be able to do that. I'm gonna be lucky if I get 1 to 2 days of working out in a week, but I'm gonna try to do my best. If I ever get like some downtime or anytime like that, just some free time, I'm probably gonna try to knock out a quick workout. It's very. Luckily, I have a garage gym, so anytime I'm at home just chilling, I can knock out a quick little easy workout at home, which I actually just got done doing before I come and shot this podcast. But yeah, so it's gonna be tough. If you don't know what Ironman is, look it up. It's pretty cool. It's one of the most like what's the thing, like satisfying, not satisfying. It's one of those things that you feel good about yourself when you do it, because it's very hard to do and not many people do them. So yeah, I'm kind of scared to death to do it, because when you swim, you have to swim 2.4 miles. And honestly, I can't swim. Like, I suck at it. So I'm going to be spending the next 5 months in the swimming pool, basically. But yeah, that's enough about me. Let's hop into the podcast. We're going to start with the quick tip segment of the podcast that I like to do. And the quick tip I'm going to tell y'all today is the opposite of what I just told y'all. Incorporate some strength training into your fitness routine. I mean, this one's pretty obvious and pretty well known, but when people start trying to lose weight, I need my live stream pause. 1 second. All right. I think we're back now. All right. Yeah. If you're trying to lose weight, you still want to incorporate strength training into your fitness routine, because most people think that, oh, I want to lose weight, I'm going to do a bunch of cardio. I'm going to run. I'm going to walk. I'm going to do all these HIIT workouts. I'm going to do all this kind of stuff. So yeah, that's good. And those are good to lose weight. But honestly, I think strength training is probably more beneficial in the long term to lose weight. Yeah, you will burn more calories in a cardio session than you will in one like weightlifting session. But over time, that weightlifting session is going to end up being more beneficial for you. Because when you leave the gym after lifting weights, your body is still burning those calories when you leave the gym, because your body's having to repair all the muscles and all the extra stuff that goes into it. But as soon as you get done doing a cardio workout, like that's it. It's done. As soon as you stop, it's over with. So there's kind of pros and cons of each one. I would say do both if your goal is to lose weight. Still want to strength train, but still do a little cardio too. So just mix it in there because it's good. And then obviously, if you want to build muscle, you want to put on size, then you have to strength train. So that's what it is. That's my little quick tip for y'all. Just because you're trying to lose weight, don't forget about doing weightlifting. Do some strength training. It'll pay a lot of dividends for you and be more beneficial in the long run. So yeah, get in the gym, lift some weight. That's what I like to do. And it's also like a mental thing. You'll enjoy it. It'll make you feel good about yourself. So I'll try it out. All right, enough about that. Let's get into the podcast. Apps that you can use to help you along your fitness journey. So first and foremost, the number one app that most people are going to think of is calorie tracking apps. And yeah, these are great. These make calorie tracking so much easier. Because most people used to do it the old school way, and you'd write it down in like a notebook or something, pen and paper, and that just took forever. Nowadays, they got these fancy little apps that have a barcode scanner on it. All you gotta do, scan the barcode, and boom, it puts all the information in your app that you need to know. All you got to do is mark like the serving size down that you ate, and it'll give you calories, protein, fat, carbs, all the ingredients. It'll give you everything. So it makes calorie counting super, super easy and way more efficient than doing it the old school way. Because honestly, I don't even like counting calories. Even with the calorie counting app, it's still time consuming. Like you're still going to put in the effort to scan every barcode, to save it into your app, and then to go back and track each thing to make sure you're scanning each and every ingredient that you put in there. So it's a little time consuming and it takes a little effort, but they're pretty accurate nowadays because it literally takes all the information straight off the box or the package or wherever you get it from. So it's very beneficial if you actually do it. You can track pretty much anything: meals, snacks, beverages. They even have some meals at like restaurants, like popular restaurants. They'll have, if you can just type in what restaurant it is and what meal you got, and it'll already have like the food on there, the calories and stuff. So they're very convenient, and they're honestly a great tool to use if you're really trying to dial in your macros, dial in your calories, and you're really trying to lose weight. A calorie count app can be super, super beneficial for you. But with that being said, I personally don't use a calorie count app. I kind of just count calories in my head, just give a rough like ballpark area because I'm not really trying to lose weight, so I don't need to be super like strict on what I'm eating. So I will like take a mental note of how many calories I'm eating, but I don't track it to the T. But I've also been doing this for a very long time, so I have a lot better idea of how much calories are actually in food. A lot of people underestimate how many calories are in food because a lot of like processed foods and stuff, you wouldn't think there are a lot of calories, but some of them can be very, very high in calories. And the thing that gets most people is they'll see the calorie number on the box, but they don't recognize the serving size. The serving size is where they get you because it'll say, like, especially with like sauces and stuff, it'd be like 100 calories per 1 tablespoon or 2 tablespoons, and you dump a whole plate full of that sauce or whatever you're eating. Before you know it, you've eat a couple tablespoons a piece. So you only think, oh, I've only ate 100 calories, but no, that's not the case. You've probably eaten 500 calories. So you got to look at their serving sizes. That's where they get you. Some good. Probably the most popular app to do this is MyFitnessPal. There's also some other ones called MyPlate, Lose It, Chronometer, however you say that. Those are pretty good calorie count apps. You literally just look it up in the app store, calorie count app, and there'll be a ton of them pop up. They're all pretty good. So just try them out. So next, another type of fitness app that you can use is just a workout tracking app, an app that tracks your workout. You can track a lot of stuff in these. You can track the workouts that you do, the weight that you lifted, the reps that you did, the tempo that you did them at, the rest time that you had in between sets. You can track how many sets you did. You can track the heart, like the hardness, not the hardness level, but the level of like the intensity level of it. You can put down like, oh, this set was hard, this set was not hard, or things like that. There's so many different things you can do in these apps. So they're a great tool to use. Honestly, they're good to use to remember what you did in your past workouts. So in some apps, say you did bench press 1 week, put in your weights and your rep. Then the next week when you do bench press again, it'll show you the previous workout you did and how much weight and reps you did. So that way you know, hey, I did 10 reps of this weight last week. Let me see if I can get 11 this week. So it kind of helps you in that manner. So there's all kinds of little data metrics that these apps will track as you use them. The longer you use them, the more accurate data it can give you. So like some of them will even give you graphs telling you different metrics. I mean, there's all kinds of metrics. We're not going to get into them, but yeah, they're pretty neat. Most of these you're going to have to pay for. A lot of these apps will have free versions, and that's with the calorie count app too. But if you really want to use them to their full potential, you're going to have to pay for it, just like everything else in life. Everything's a subscription nowadays. So that's how all these apps are too. So I'm sorry, you have to pay for it. You can a lot of them you can get by on the free app, but it just depends on what you're trying to, how specific you want to go. Next, of course, you got your running apps, or what I would like to say, like cardio apps. So these apps are specifically designed for runners, or if you're doing cycling, they're designed for cycling. If you're doing swimming, they're designed for swimming. It just depends. Uh, so even beginners or seasoned athletes can use these. The running apps, they'll use GPS technology so it can track your run. It'll literally track every road that you ran down, what direction you were running in, what speed you were running at. It'll track your heart rate, what your heart rate was while you was running. It'll save like your routes, so you can save them in your app. So that way, next time if you want to do that same route, you can like pull it back up, and it'll show you. It tracks all kinds of things. It'll track your like the minutes per mile, all that kind of stuff. So they're pretty. It's pretty advanced when it comes to these new apps that they use, especially when it comes to all the data points that they can provide for you. It'll tell you like your distance, your pace. And the main one is elevation. I think elevation is pretty neat that it'll show you. It'll show you your calories burned. Some of these apps they'll even offer training plans that you can sign up for, like challenges that you can do to help keep you motivated, to give you some kind of guidance to where you're not just out there running for no reason or running and you don't know when to stop. So yeah, those are good little tools that you can use. If you're a big runner, sometimes a running specific app can be better than like a workout tracking app. So normally if you're lifting weights, you normally use like a workout tracking app. And then if you're doing a lot of cardio, you probably use like a running app or something specific for it. And then there is some apps out there that kind of do all of it. You just got to kind of play around with them and see which one you like. So next, there's fitness tutorial apps. So what does this mean? Like apps that basically act as like a personal trainer in your pocket. So the apps will provide a wide range of workout routines, exercise demonstrations, step-by-step instructions for various fitness like goals, fitness levels, exercises, things like that. They cover different types of workouts. So like strength training, cardio, yoga, anything, CrossFit. So many of these tutorial apps will offer video content. So they'll show you videos. Like you can just click on the link, show you a video of exactly how to do that lift or that exercise or whatever you're trying to do. It allows you to follow along. Some workouts are even interactive. So you can literally they'll do the workout and you're supposed to do it with them. So they got different options out there. So like, for example, like the Nike training app, Peloton, Fitbit coach app, Daily Burn. These are good ones. They'll literally like teach you how to do the workouts and you can just follow along, or they'll just show you a video of how to do it and you can do it yourself. So these are great for beginners that don't really know how to do certain lifts or even what lifts they should be doing. So it's basically a personal trainer in your pocket, and they're pretty good. So yeah, those are fitness tutorial. Oh, another one. This is not an app, but a good one to use that I like to use, that the best, in my opinion, is YouTube. Use YouTube to your advantage. You can literally look up any workout on YouTube and it'll tell you exactly how to do it. All right, next, they have nutrition focused apps. So this is a little different than a calorie counting app. So calorie counting, obviously specific for tracking the calories that you eat on a daily basis. So these nutrition focused apps kind of go a step further than a calorie tracking app. They provide you more specialized features for individuals that have specific dietary needs or goals. So these nutrition apps, they can make you meal plans, they can create you shopping lists, they can track your macros like calorie counting apps, and they can even offer recipe suggestions. So some of these apps will cater to specific dietary preferences like vegan, gluten-free, keto. So some notable nutrition apps include MyFitnessPal, LifeSum, things like this. So it's takes the calorie count a step further. So they can be good if you don't really know what foods are good and what foods are not good. These apps can be good to kind of educate yourself a little bit. You can learn from them and use them. They'll give you good guidance of what you should be eating throughout the day. And then another type of app that's out there nowadays that's a little different than fitness, but it kind of plays into the same like uh, health category. And these are mindfulness or meditation apps. So they're not specifically focused on physical fitness, but these apps, they're important for your mental well-being, your overall health. Mindfulness apps, they offer guided meditations, breathing exercises, tools that'll help you reduce your stress, improve your focus, achieve that state of calmness. So popular examples of these are Headspace, Calm, and Insight Timer. These are good. I've actually never used never used a meditation app before, but I do use YouTube. So like I'll just look up meditate, like I'll just look up 5-minute meditation on YouTube, and there's tons of videos that pop up, and I watch those. So I may have to try one of these apps out. I'll never try one. I may have to try one out and see if I like it. I like YouTube because that's where I go for everything. But I may have to give one of these a try. Most apps they want to charge you for them, and I'm kind of cheap, so I just like the free version. So that's why I just stick to YouTube because YouTube is free. All right, last but not least, we have wearable fitness apps. So obviously, this is like apps that will hook to your Apple Watch. They work in tandem with like your wearable device. So heart rate monitors, uh, Apple Watches, Garmin watches, Fitbits. So any fitness tracker or smartwatch, it'll provide comprehensive fitness experience. So they sync with your wearable device, collecting data that. So y'all know how the Apple Watch works. Collects data like steps taken, your heart rate, sleep patterns, all kinds of things like that. Wearable fitness apps, they have additional features like personalized insights. So yeah, y'all pretty much know how these apps work. A lot of the workout apps and the calorie tracking apps, they also will hook to your smartwatches too. So, or the running apps. The running apps use your wearable devices as well because they'll detect your heart rate and things like that. So they're pretty convenient, and you can actually like start and stop your workouts from your watch or change your music and things like that. So it's good to have. They can be a little more accurate than just tracking things on your phone because it actually does pick up like your heart rate and things like that. It can give you a little bit more accurate data. And I would suggest you use these. If you're running, I would suggest you get a chest heart rate monitor. They're a little bit more accurate than a watch because a watch, I don't necessarily know why, but they're not as accurate as the heart rate monitors. I guess because it's just closer to your heart, so it can pick up on it better or something. I really don't know. But yeah, if you don't have anything but the watch, still use the watch. But if you can, I would suggest getting a heart rate monitor that straps around your chest because it's going to be a little more accurate for you. So yeah, it's pretty much all the fitness apps that I could think of, the different types. I'm sure there's other kinds out there. I mean, you have different types of working out so there's apps specific on what kind of working out you do, like CrossFit, body weight workouts, weightlifting, yoga, Pilates. I mean, they have apps for all this. So it just depends on what you like to do and the kind of training that you do. You'll probably want to find an app that specializes in that niche of working out that you do. But yeah, there's tons of them out there. I would definitely say experiment with them. Try different ones. Don't just use the most popular one because that's what everybody else uses. You may find one that works better for you. I know at one point I used my Fitness Pal and I quit using it because I didn't like it no more. Like they changed up something on it, and so I went somewhere a different way. So I don't know. Just try them out. You may or may not like them, or you may like it old school, and you may just write it down in a notebook. Write your workouts down in a notebook. I still see people in the gym all the time, mainly older people, but they'll literally bring a notebook in there with them. It's like a spiral notebook and write down every workout they do, every rep, every set. So So yeah, if you want to be old school, do it that way if that works for you. But everybody got technology. Everybody's using a smartphone. Everybody's doing, you might as well use it to your advantage because it makes life easier. So why not do it? What up, Tanner? I see you. All right. So that's it on the fitness apps. And I know I like to end the podcast off with a little inspirational quote. So today's quote, or this week's quote, when I saw this one, it kind of caught my eye a little bit. So I wanted to use this one. And it goes, "Be who you needed when you were younger." I'll say it again. Be who you needed when you were younger. And like this one, I like this one a lot because it really gets you to think like, dang, what could I have benefited from when I was younger? And it really is like kind of opens your eyes up a little bit. Like, hey, I need to be a better role model for these younger kids, because if you're doing something that you would be proud of to do in front of your younger self, then obviously you're doing something right. Like, you're doing it the right way. Because like you wouldn't let your older self do some dumb stuff to your younger self. I mean, if you would, then maybe you need to get your priorities straight. But I like this one because I was like, what I'm doing now, if I'm doing something that I wouldn't suggest to my younger self, that I need to change my ways. I need to change something up. I need to do something different. So that's why I like this quote, because if you anytime you're going to do something, you should just think to yourself, would I want to leave this what's the word for it? This impression or whatever on my younger self. Would I let my younger self do this? And if it's no, then you probably shouldn't do it. You want to be a role model for your younger self. That's the word I was looking for. So yeah, that's the inspirational quote. I'm gonna leave it with y'all today. Think about what you think this quote means and how you understand it or interpret it. So yeah, that's all I got. Thank y'all for tuning in for the podcast today. We talked about fitness apps that will help you achieve your fitness goals. Everybody loves technology nowadays, so we might as well use it to our advantage because it's not going anywhere. I personally am a technology person. I love it. I'm literally doing a live stream right now talking to y'all on the podcast. So thank y'all for tuning in. I hope y'all took some value from the podcast today. Hope y'all learned something. Try any app out that you didn't know was out there, or switch it up and try a different one that you're already using now. But yeah, that's all I got. Peace, love, protein. We out.